She didn't hire a model. She stripped, alone, set up her camera, and posed, naked, before the lens. Then she painted herself, again and again. But here's the haunting question. What was she really trying to reveal? Her name is Sophie Trinh, not a celebrity, not a winner of prestigious awards, but in the shadows of quiet rooms and judgmental glances, she did something almost unthinkable. For 6 years, she painted her own naked body. No gallery asked for it. No client commissioned it. She just kept painting. Her hips, her stomach, her loneliness, her power. Because where Sophie lives, a woman choosing to show her own skin, without shame, without permission, is not art, it's rebellion. And what she created is not just nudity. It's a diary of survival, a protest, a mirror. And stay with me, because near the end of this video, we'll show you the one painting she hid for years, the one that even she was afraid to reveal. Each canvas captured the unspoken ache of a woman trying to reclaim her story, her skin, her worth. She painted not to please, but to protest, not to seduce, but to survive. She studied herself like a stranger, searching for where the pain lived. Was it in the shoulders, the stomach, the thighs, and the most haunting part? She never flinched. She never softened the truth. No Photoshop, no correction. Just her, just real. Her work blurred the line between vulnerability and power, muse and creator, between sensuality and sorrow. It wasn't just art, it was defiance with a paintbrush. And somewhere in that fierce honesty, she created something unforgettable. But here's what no one expected. One painting, the most private of them all, she never showed anyone. Until one day, someone broke the silence, and everything changed. Want to see what happened next? Her brush never hesitated. There was no sketch, no careful outline, just color, raw, urgent, and alive. Sophie painted with a kind of reckless precision where emotion always came first and form followed like a shadow. You could see it in the way she captured her own shoulder, not as anatomy, but as weight, the burden of being seen. Her strokes were wild and thick, sometimes bleeding past the edges, sometimes dissolving into nothing. There were moments the body seemed to melt into the canvas, as if she was less interested in replicating reality than she was in chasing a feeling. Desire, confusion, shame, longing, all tangled into one. And yet, the way she layered her colors, flat planes of red beside aching blues, heavy swaths of black near the softest blush tones, it wasn't chaos. It was her language. She painted like someone trying to understand their own reflection, not flatter it. These weren't poses meant to seduce. They were confessions, vulnerable, violent, visceral. In some pieces, her eyes disappeared completely because she wasn't looking out. She was looking in, at her grief, her desire, her rage, at the unfairness of being born into a body you're told to hide, then judged for showing. The compositions were often cropped in strange, unsettling ways. A shoulder and knee, but no face. A hand gripping nothing. A back turned away from the viewer. It made you lean in, like you were eavesdropping on something deeply private. And maybe you were. Because her paintings weren't asking for praise. They weren't asking for permission. They were declarations of ownership, of the need to say, this body is mine, this story is mine, and I'll tell it however I damn well please. That's where the beauty lived, not in perfection, but in power, not in elegance, but in emotional truth. Her lines weren't clean because her life wasn't clean. Her edges weren't neat because neither were her memories. Her nudity wasn't for you, it was for her. A way to say, I have touched rock bottom, I have been called names, I have been abandoned, but I'm still here, still painting, still choosing to love this skin I'm in. Wildly, imperfectly, completely. And when you see those paintings, really see them, you don't walk away thinking nude. You walk away thinking alive. That's the ache. That's the art. That's Sophie. And yet, one painting remained hidden until the day she revealed it. And in that final image, unfinished, trembling, more silence than color, everything we thought we knew about her cracked open, ready to see it. You won't forget it. And then came that painting, the one she never planned to show. Not because it was unfinished, but because it was too honest. A self-portrait, no clothes, no poses. But this time, her face was turned away, completely. As if even she couldn't bear to meet her own eyes anymore. As if the act of looking, of being seen, had finally become too heavy to carry. No seductive lines, no glowing skin. Just skin, raw and pale. The brushstrokes, trembling. The colors, muted, like breath held in. This wasn't art for display. This was a woman peeling herself down to the bone. Not to seduce, not to shock, but to say, I'm still here, even when I can't face myself. And maybe that's the most powerful kind of self-portrait there is. Not the one where we shine, but the one where we shatter. Because sometimes the bravest thing a woman can do is turn away from the world and still choose to paint herself. So now I ask you, if you had to paint your most honest self, would you be facing the world? Or would you be turning away too? Let me know in the comments. And if this story moved you, share it. Because somewhere out there, another artist is painting alone in the dark. And maybe your share is the light they need.